Okay. Okay. Perfect. Inshallah.
Don't let her pleasant demeanor fool you. Behind this delicate exterior lies a woman of steel, a fighter, an activist, a general. Barbara Lubin has a compelling story of activism and transformation.
Left with my usual job of reminding you that there are envelopes on your seat. I feel like this is all I ever do.
Barbara grew up in a conservative Jewish family, one that sheltered her from much of the outside world. But Barbara is a seeker of the truth. She started getting involved in several causes since a very young age, from protesting the war in Vietnam to the apartheid and most specifically, the rights of the disabled children. Barbara now has a 45-year-old son with Down syndrome.
Bring your raincoat. Just in case.
It's been a struggle and a battle for Charlie to be accepted in the world. And when he was born, there were no laws around the rights of people with disabilities. And that's how I really got involved in everything. Because when Charlie was born, there was nothing. And there were no laws. Our kids were put in special schools. They had horrible classrooms. Nobody cared about them. And it really enraged me. And I'll tell you, as the mother of a child with a disability, you have to be strong.
And Barbara was strong. Her strive for a better life for her son and all these disabled kids led to her running for school board president in Berkeley.
People in the disability rights community came to me and they said, Barbara, we want you to run for the school board. You go to every school board meeting. You're there fighting for the rights of the kids. We want you to run.
During her term, Barbara got to know a group of young people to whom she attributes a major life change.
I wasn't at all active or involved. I was learning. You know, there were these kids from San Francisco State, these mostly boys, who came to see me when I was elected to the school board. And they said, you know, you go to El Salvador, you go to Nicaragua, you're part of the anti-apartheid movement around UC, and you don't say anything about Palestine. And I remember saying to them, oh, well, you know, I'm Jewish. And they said, what does that have to do with it?
And so Barbara told them about her upbringing, how she grew up in a Zionist family, and has cheered and raised money for Israel her entire life.
I started meeting with them, and they kept giving me all these books to read.
I never in my life, till I was much older, knew that anybody else died in the Holocaust. You know, I didn't know that there were millions of Roma people, gypsies, Catholics, mentally retarded children, you know, communists, that all of they died too. All of them died, but that wasn't important to us.
In 1982, a tragic event shook the Middle East.
2 refugee camps in Lebanon were attacked by the Lebanese and the Israelis. In fact, Ariel Sharon was part of that, and over 2,000, close to 3,000 unarmed men, women, old women, and children were massacred. And I just couldn't believe that Jews would do this, that Zionists would do this.
Shaken by her dismay and disbelief, Barbara decided she needed to go and see for herself.
Felt like I'd been lied to, you know. I had been lied to by my parents, by my rabbi, by everybody that I knew.
And from that moment on, Barbara started questioning everything.
The trip really changed my life. I came back from Palestine. You know, there we were shot at by Israelis.
This experience planted the seed for what is now the Middle Eastern Children's Alliance, a charitable organization that lends help to children in the Middle East and especially in Gaza for the past 26 years.
I'm going to do something on this issue. It's revolting. I feel horrible that I can't believe that I was the way I was, and I want to do something for these children. I want to make a change.
And so, with the help of her partner of 26 years, Howard, Barbara started the Middle Eastern Children's Alliance.
We were just talking, and she was like, you know, I really want to do something for the children. I want to start an organization. And she kind of talked me into it.
We basically set up this operation in Barbara's garage, the t-shirt operation.